All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we've got something that sounds almost impossible. We're talking about a super precise calculation of the speed of light. But get this, it wasn't found in some modern physics lab. Nope, it was apparently hidden inside an ancient Indian scripture. Let's dig in. So really, could a hymn, thousands of years old, actually contain one of the most important numbers in all of physics? I mean, it's a wild idea, right? It bridges this huge gap between ancient wisdom and cutting-edge science. We're going to follow the clues, track down this one specific verse, and see if this thing actually holds up. Okay, first up, a sun with many names. Our story really starts in a pretty unexpected place. Not a science lab, but an ancient sacred text called the Vishnu Sahasranama. It's basically a list of 1,000 names for the Hindu deity Vishnu. And believe it or not, the key to this whole mystery is tucked away in how it talks about the sun.
So, check this out. The text uses two really specific names. First, you've got Aditya, which is pretty straightforward. It means the sun, that big ball of fire in the sky. But then there's Jyotir Aditya, and this is where it gets interesting. That name points to something much deeper. It's like the resplendence in the sun, the very flame of life or consciousness that powers it. It's a huge distinction.
And why does that matter? Well, this connection is absolutely crucial. It's our first clue that the ancient thinkers weren't just writing pretty poems about the sun. No way. They were actually observing it, measuring it, and then weaving that hard data into their spiritual texts. And that right there lays the groundwork for the incredible claim we're about to see.
All right, now for the main event, the foundational verse. This is the cryptic clue at the heart of it all. We're jumping to a specific verse from a commentary that was written way back in the 14th century. But it's a commentary on a text that's even older, the Rig Veda.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. It looks like a complex piece of Sanskrit, maybe just some kind of poetic praise for the sun. And on the surface it is, but when you start to translate it, well, that's when you realize it's not just poetry. It's a statement of physics, laying out a very specific relationship between distance and time.
So here it is, translated. I bow to the sun who traverses 2,202 yojanas in half a Nimesha. See, it's not just general praise. It's giving us hard numbers. A distance of 2,202 yojanas and a time of half a Nimesha. This is a testable claim.
So, wow, that's a pretty incredible claim, right? But the real question is, can we actually check it? Can we put this ancient verse up against modern physics? This is where our investigation really kicks into high gear. We've got to put on our detective hats, become part codebreaker, part historian, and translate these ancient units into something we can work with today. Okay, part one of our decoding mission. Distance. We need to figure out how far a yojana actually is. It's an ancient unit of length, and to find out what it means, we've got to dig through some other historical texts. So here's the breakdown. The verse gives us 2,202 yojanas. Then, by looking at other old texts like the Vishnu Purana, scholars figured out that one yojana is about 9.09 miles. You do the simple math, multiply those two numbers together, and boom, you get a distance of 20,016.18 miles. Let's hang on to that number.
Next up, we've got to unlock the time part of this puzzle. We have our distance, which is great, but the verse says it all happens in half a Nimesha. So, just how long is that really? We need to convert that into seconds.
Okay, here we go again. The texts, this time the Mahabharata, tell us that one Nimesha, which is literally the blink of an eye, is equal to 0.2112 seconds. The verse says half a Nimesha, so we just cut that in half, and that gives us our time. 0.1056 seconds, a ridiculously tiny sliver of time.
And here we are. This is the big reveal. The Vedic Velocity. We've got our distance in miles. We've got our time in seconds. All that's left is to do the calculation. Let's see what this ancient verse is really telling us. It's simple division, right? Speed equals distance over time. So we take our 20,016.18 miles and we divide it by our super short time of 0.1056 seconds. This should give us the speed of light, at least according to this ancient source. And there it is, 189,547 miles per second. That is the speed we get from this ancient calculation. It's just shy of 190,000 miles per second. Now for the million-dollar question, how close is that to what modern science tells us? Just look at that. On the left, you've got our number from the Vedic verse, and on the right, you have the speed of light as we know it today, measured with lasers and atomic clocks. I mean, they are unbelievably close. It's kind of staggering, actually. Let's put a number on it.
The difference is just 1.7%. That's it. We're talking about a deviation of less than 2%. For a calculation that was supposedly made centuries, if not millennia ago, without any of our modern equipment, that's not just close, it's mind-blowingly accurate.
Which leads us to the biggest question of all. How? How on earth is this possible? Without telescopes, without lasers, without atomic clocks, what technology were these ancient sages, these Rishis, using to get a number that precise?
Well, the proposed answer is pretty radical. It suggests the technology wasn't physical at all. It was a technology of consciousness, an entirely different way of knowing the universe.
The concept has a name, Chitta Akasha, which translates to the space of consciousness. And the idea here is that universal truths, like the speed of light, aren't just out there waiting for us to build a tool to measure them. Instead, they can be accessed directly through a kind of deep inner perception, like tapping into a universal database of knowledge just by turning your awareness inward.
I think this is a great way to think about it. Modern science is like having the best map and GPS in the world. It's fantastic for measuring and navigating the physical landscape. But the Vedic Rishis, they weren't trying to read the map. They were trying to talk to the person who drew it. They wanted to understand the universe's design right from the source.
And this quote really nails it, doesn't it? It says that the vision of science is always looking outward. Even when it tries to look inward, it kind of pops back up to the surface. The Vedic approach was the opposite. It was all about diving deep into that inner world, believing that the fundamental nature of reality could be perceived from there, not just by measuring its ripples on the outside.
So that's where we'll leave it with a question for you to think about. If something as concrete and fundamental as the speed of light was known and encoded in a hymn, what else is in there? What other secrets about our universe are just sitting in these ancient texts, hiding in plain sight, just waiting for us to rediscover them?